Speaking of domino effects, what do you think is going to come after this? I mean, we have the CFTC coming after Binance, now the SEC, and we even had Elizabeth Warren coming after Binance just a few months ago.
Yep.
What's next?
So it has long been thought that the collapse of FTX, Digital Currency Group, which is one of the biggest investors in the space and powers some of the most promising efforts at a Bitcoin ETF with billions of dollars of the cryptocurrency on their balance sheets, and Binance. These three, if they were to collapse, it could be a possible extinction level event, but not for the crypto industry itself, but for centralized control over the crypto industry. And some people in the Bitcoin world, some decentralization purists, are rooting for that. They say, if you read Satoshi's white paper describing Bitcoin, there was no talk about exchanges. There was no talk about billion-dollar companies doing hundreds of millions or billions of dollars worth of volume a day. It was all supposed to be peer-to-peer. And so what the crypto industry looks like in a post-FTX world, I think we're starting to see right now. What it looks like in a post-Binance world, we have to start imagining, because this is, it doesn't look good. There was a new CEO put in place today before the announcement was made that the SEC was going to be suing them. So Binance is making plans to be around over the long haul. CZ has said they plan to fight to defend themselves. I think that could be a years-long defense, but we really should start to imagine what crypto would look like without these big organizations. Digital Currency Group has also been underneath its own tribulations, also relating to a number of financial events that took place in 2022. Digital Currency Group was once thought of as invincible and unsinkable, and has been going through its own turmoil. So if you put those three together, I think that we're in a situation where it's the end of an era. Even if Binance comes out intact, even if Digital Currency Group comes out intact, even if somehow FTX emerges from this bankruptcy, the industry is going to be forever changed. And the role that these centralized institutions play in letting investors move their cryptocurrency from one place to another is seriously going to be questioned. It even reminds me, going all the way back to the beginning, one of my favorite talking points, but I think it's just so important, is that Satoshi Nakamoto, in the Genesis block of Bitcoin, warned against the risks of big banks being bailed out by governments. And he created, or they or she created this technology as a way to let people move value back and forth without needing to rely on big banks or governments. And I don't think that the users of these assets really, or at least the early users of these assets, ever wanted to have any middleman, right? Mm-hmm. I think that FTX and Binance, at very least, have proven themselves to have a lot of the same risks that banks have, even if they don't have the same regulatory obligations.